Hi friends, this is Arun, and in this video I am going to tell you about cyclotron. This is a very important topic in 12th standard. So in this video we are going to see about the setup that is used for making a cyclotron, and we are going to derive about the time period and the energy of the charged particle. First of all, let me tell you about what is meant by a cyclotron. A cyclotron is used to produce high energy charged particles, and that is used to bombard nuclei. And let us see how that happens. Okay, so in this video shortly I am going to tell you about the setup that is used for producing high energy charged particle and the principle by which it operates. First, let us see the setup. The setup that is required, or we need a magnetic field. The magnetic field is acting perpendicular to the board. It is acting perpendicular to the setup. So we have two D-shaped structure that is separated by a little distance, and why these are called as D's? These are called as D's, D-E-E-S, because it is having the shape of the letter D. And these are semi-circle boxes or metallic containers. So the speciality of this container is once charged particle goes into it, no electric field will be acted upon it. And these two D's are excited by means of an oscillator, that is a high frequency voltage which we are applying. So now let us see how the other parts are. We have an exit port through which the highly energized charged particles will comes out, and this is the entire setup by which a cyclotron works. Now about the principle. Here we are giving two fields. One is the electric field and another one is the magnetic field. The electric field is applied by means of this oscillator. This oscillator will give positive charge as well as negative charge on the two D's, so that electric field will be acting from the positive charge to the negative charge. That means the space between the two D's are acted upon by electric field. Now speaking about the magnetic field. Magnetic field is applied perpendicular to the board, and such that the electric field as well as the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. That is very important. Electric field as well as the magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. Now about the next principle. Here, when we are keeping a charged particle over here at the point P, and the charged particle will be acted upon by the electric field. So if it is plus here, it will be minus. The electric field will be acting from plus to minus. So once the charged particle is acted upon by electric field, what happens? It will gain some energy and it comes into the D-shaped structure. Once it comes into the D-shaped structure, it is acted upon only by the magnetic field, so that it gets only centripetal force. So it gets a semicircular revolution. Again it comes out of the D structure at this point. Once again it is acted upon by electric field, so it gains some energy, and inside the magnetic field it takes a circular path. Again comes out, gains energy, takes a circular path of greater radius, comes out, gains some energy, take a larger radius. Once it attains a certain amount of energy, it goes out of the setup as a highly energized charged particle. So this is how a cyclotron works. Once it attains the energy, there is a deflecting plate over here, it deflects it and it goes out of the exit port, and this is how it works. And the frequency of the applied voltage is adjusted such that it should act similar to the cyclotron frequency, and that is called as the resonant condition. And the cyclotron frequency nu C will be equal to nu A, that is the applied voltage frequency. Now let us see how to derive the time period of a charged particle to complete one revolution. This can be found very simply using the formula of centripetal force, that is mv square divided by r. The centripetal force is given by mv square by r. This is acted upon by the magnetic force. So magnetic force acted on the charged particle is QVB, right? QVB. This is known by means of Lorentz force equation, that is QVB, that is velocity component, magnetic field and the charge. So in this, V and V will get cancelled, so we can find V by R is equal to, and if you bring this M to the right hand side, you will get QB divided by M. So now this is equation number A. Now we have another one, relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. V is equal to omega R. From this you can, V by R is equal to omega. V by R is equal to omega. You can take this as small a. Now substituting A in capital A, you will get omega is equal to QB divided by M. We are substituting this omega in the place of V by R. So what is omega? Omega is 2 pi nu. That is equal to QB divided by M. So what is nu? Nu is 1 by T. Nu is equal to 1 by T. When you substitute it here, 2 pi by T is equal to QB by M. From this you can find out the time period. So what will be the time period? Time period T is equal to, so you can take the inverse of it. So you'll get, so it is M, sorry, this is M. You can take the inverse of it. So you will get 2 pi M divided by Q into B will be the time period. So the time period for taking one revolution is given by T is equal to 2 pi M divided by QB. Now we are going to find out the energy of the charged particle coming out of it. So how to find out the energy of the charged particle? So the kinetic energy of the charged particle is given by the equation. We all know the formula to find out the kinetic energy. That is, energy is equal to half into mv square, right? So what is V here? We know that here according to centripetal force, mv square divided by R is equal to QVB, right? So now this charged particle attains high energy when it reaches the larger radius. Now we are considering the larger radius as capital R. That is, once it attains the big radius capital R, it goes out of the setup. So small r is equal to capital R. So this equation becomes mv square divided by capital R is equal to QVB. You can cancel one V here and you can find the value of V. So V is equal to QB capital R divided by M. Now if you substitute this V in this equation, E equation, you will get half into M into V square. So V square means QBR divided by M the whole square. So 1 M and M will get cancelled. Again you have 1 M here. So that is equal to Q square B square R square divided by 2M is your formula for energy. So energy of the charged particle is Q square B square R square divided by 2M. So this is how to find out the energy of the cyclotron. And this highly energized charged particle is used to excite nuclei or bombard nuclei. So that is all in this video. I hope you understood it very clearly, the concept of cyclotron. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel for getting more videos. Thank you. Bye.